Mohoro na thakame ya Jesu ukabati nane narata koromagerewe.
Looking for quality tuition for your child? Mwalimu Plus Online Tuition offers an interactive learning experience. Grade 1 to Class 8 learners are taught by expert teachers live on video. For only 120 Kenya shillings per class, your child gets to experience the best online education. Don't be left behind. Download Mwalimu Plus app and start learning.
Kuma kirejaga kire biroiro kia jahi mutaburo kwa nyadarwa orerorera Kameme TV.
Amukira ngeithi miaraho ya umothe ne ngatho ne guthie na mbere gutucagura guku gwa Kameme TV. Maya ni Mohoro Gitau, mutauri witu na njira ya ciiko ni wagaki wa muthoni. Ritwa riakwa ni Mumbi wa Shege, na tukiambiriria timu ya airetu ya bururi ya mubira wa moko Malkia Strikers ni macokereirie guku bururi-ini mari no camba munene thutha wa kuhotana mbitika cia mubira wa moko gitaru-ini kia Africa. Timu ino niyo njorua cia Africa muthako-ini uyu, na oho ni maregwatire tigiti wa mbitika cia Olympics mwaka-ini ukite bururi-ini wa France. Malkia Strikers marahotire timu ya Egypt mbitika-ini ya final, na riu timu ino iratanya kwambiriria mehaririria ma gukang'ethanira na timu iria igakorwo igithaka Olympics kuma itaru-ini ingi. Ne tugukorwo tugikumenyithia riboti iyo kahinda gatari kuraya, no tugukorwo tukiamukira ndumiriri kuma kuri timu ya Malkia Strikers uria marakorirwo makihotana mwena ucio, na no tuguthie na mbere gukumenyithia maria mothe mareyumiria ndumiriri itiganite kuma kuri Minister wa Ukui Kipchumba Murkomen, oro hamwe na kuma kuri Minister wa mahinya guku bururi-ini David Chirchir uhoro wigimainie na thitima gukorwo ciurite guothe bururi-ini kwambiriria utuku wa ira, na ona kwa ihinda riri kwina kundu kumwe thitima ici itari iracoka, na nitugukorwo tugikumenyithia mau mothe kwa ihinda riri. Reke tukorwo tugithikiriria ndumiriri kuma kuri Minister wa Ukui bururi-ini Kipchumba Murkomen uhoro wigimainie na imwe cia honge iria irakorirwo ikihutio muthenya wa ira ario hamwe na airport ya JKIA.
Over the last few years, Kenya Airports Authority has faced a series of mishaps occasioned by management challenges and political interference that has resulted into a demoralized and disorganized workforce. When I appointed the new board, I made it clear that they must reorganize the workforce and end the culture of having many of our officers holding key positions, serving in acting capacity in perpetuity. The board has done a great job in the reconstitution and reorganization of the Kenya Airports Authority. The institution has since begun the process of hiring permanent staff to take these positions. in an exercise that will be concluded within the next 2 weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, pursuant to the challenges facing Kenya Airports Authority, we have made the following changes in consultation with the Board of Directors. By mutual consent, the contract of Mr. Alex Gitau, who has been the Managing Director of Kenya Airports Authority, has been terminated. In his place, Mr. Henry Ogoe, currently serving as the Head of Corporate Planning, has been appointed to be the Acting Managing Director of the Kenya Airports Authority. I want to emphasize the part of mutual consent. And you can see Mr. Gitau is here. And I want to take this opportunity to thank him for his sacrifice, commitment, passion, and the hard work he has done for this country. And that's why it was not difficult for us to reach a mutual agreement. By mutual consent again, the contract of Mr. Engineer Fred Odawa, who has been the General Manager, Project and Engineering Services, has been terminated. And his place, Engineer Samuel Mochache, has been appointed in an acting capacity. Again, Fred is here, and I had a conversation with him. He's here, and again, this was by mutual consent. I do not believe in the culture of barking and shouting at people. Where things can be done in an orderly manner, it's possible to do so. It's possible to make changes in a more cultured manner. So I want to thank you, Fred, and Alex, for the sacrifice you're making to our country. We are not judging you. We are not punishing you. We are just creating an opportunity for others to also try and see whether they can turn around the situation at the Kenya Airports Authority. Further, the following changes have also been effected in the management of the airports in the country. Abel Gogo, the airport manager at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, now moves to Mombasa International Airport. Mr. Abel Gogo was here. He took me through what we are doing at the airport earlier, and now he moves to serve in Mombasa International Airport. Madam Selina Gore, the airport manager at Kisumu International Airport, now moves to Jomo Kenyatta International Airport as the new manager of JKIA. Number 3, Mr. Peter Wafula, the airport manager at Mombasa Airport, moves to Kisumu International Airport, again in the same capacity. These changes take effect immediately. More changes will follow in the coming days. Further, in order to ensure that a similar incident is not replicated, it has been decided that the 2 generators that were procured more than 2 years ago be immediately commissioned. Again, I have further directed the board to work on the staff attitude, mentorship, and motivation to improve productivity. And myself and the PS will be coming back to the airport in the next few days, next week, to have a meeting with the entire staff. And we want to know exactly what really demotivates our KA staff and why really so many people complain about services at the airport. Number 3, I assure the country that the world that we have taken measures to enhance capacity of technical experts in the engineering department to ensure that such incidents do not occur. I want to thank the Board of Management who facilitated these decisions this morning, chaired by the chair himself, Honorable Kostany, and the board members who are all here, some who participated, including the chair via Zoom, that they have sacrificed their time and travel from different parts of the country to have an emergency meeting so that we can facilitate these decisions being made. I want to assure the country that every decision we make is well thought, well planned, and we are well prepared to ensure that Jomo Kenyatta International Airport and all the airports across the country are functioning properly and making us and protecting our territory as the leading aviation hub in the region. And I believe that as we move forward, you will see most of these changes. You will see changes in the lower cadre in the next few days, and I can tell you, you will have more confidence in the work we are doing. I thank you. I don't think there are any questions. It's a bit more self-explanatory. Yeah?
There's just one or two.
Oh, okay.
Have you been able to ascertain what specific areas of operations at the airport were affected? Because there's been a lot of talk on social media about those areas. And in light of the upcoming Africa Climate Summit and the fact that there will be an influx of visitors, what mitigation measures have you put in place to ensure that in case there's such an incident, there's no repeat? Of course, you've commissioned the 2 generators that you say were old, but then how long will it take for replacement?
Thank you very much. In fact, you have raised a very important, Chemutai, a very important issue, which I should have addressed. As you, at least a number of you accompany me to see the preparations we are making. And I want to thank Mr. Gogo, Abel, and the team at the JKIA, and also the MDKA for doing a good job, Mr. Gitari, to make sure that we are renovating the facilities at the airport. So the facilities that unfortunately were a bit down have now been refurbished at the main terminals. Again, we are getting new furniture, new things that will make sure that our airport, when the visitors come, they will find a fairly functioning airport. In the presidential pavilion, you all know that there's a lot of work that is going on there. You saw it for yourselves, and it will be ready by Tuesday next week. This is a partnership not just of KA and this ministry alone, but Kenya Defense, Ministry of Defense and the Kenya Defense Forces are also providing services, and other contractors who are doing a good job for that in that regard. In terms of how the blackout, where did the blackout affect? It was the Terminal 1A. And you know, Terminal 1A is the biggest of them all. It's the jewel of this airport. That is where it caused a lot of problems. But it only affected passengers, you know, staying in there in darkness. And the service providers at the airport were also affected. But as I have insisted, and I want everybody to know, nothing, and I insist nothing affected the runway or the control tower. So nobody was in danger of any, our passengers or our airlines were not in danger at all. The only danger they all faced was the problem of darkness inside the airport, of course, which is extremely embarrassing, because there will be no meeting between us and the passengers who traveled yesterday night. They will permanently have this impression in their heads that Kenya is a pariah state with the darkness at their main airport. So that is why I say it's regrettable. We want to apologize for that having happened, but I can tell you it will not happen again. The generators, the person we are going to procure, we were told it will take how many weeks to get somebody to come here again, but we have said no. Must come by Monday, must report Monday morning. There are mechanisms under procurement law that can shorten the time, especially for such critical government installations like an airport, for ensuring that the generators are commissioned. So instead of telling us 3 weeks, 4 weeks, the acting MD, we have had a conversation. We want the person who will come in to commit to work day and night to make sure that the generators are functioning. But in the meantime, we will make sure that we direct the current existing backup generators to function well. I have also told the new MD that he must station technical staff. Even if we don't have enough, we can hire on short notice to be around where we need them to protect any power failure. It should be seamless. And as I have promised the country, this situation will not happen again.
One more. Was the contractor managing the 2 generators on site yesterday?
It's not a contractor. There's no contractor. It was us. It's supposed to be KA technical staff, and of course they have explained to us many technical issues that were unable to function, the seamless reconnection of power and so forth. But those are excuses, and we cannot give Kenyans excuses. We should have foreseen that those things can happen. Yeah, it's like telling people children are in hospital in an incubator, and there was a power failure, and they should die. I mean, really, or you have a patient in ICU. Who gives even such an excuse? So there can be no excuse that there was a power blackout. Let Kenya Power deal with its problem. They will answer their questions. From where we operate, we should not be giving an excuse, because we know if Kenya Power fails, there must be a generator, there must be a solar, there must be something that is making sure that we have seamless connectivity of power in such a very important installation. The last question.
Swali langu la mwisho, tumeona kwenye mitandao ya kijamii baadhi ya Wakenya wakisema kwamba abiria wengi jana walipoteza bidhaa zao ikiwemo mabegi wakiwa wanasafiri kufuatia hilo giza. Je, taarifa kama hizo labda zimekufikia wewe na hiki kikao ambacho mmeandaa na kuzungumza?
Kama vile umesema, kwanza pengine nianze kusema tu kwa ufupi kwa Kiswahili kwamba hivi leo tumekutana na pamoja na bodi ya KAA na tumefanya mabadiliko ambayo tumepata MD mpya ama mkurugenzi mpya wa muda katika Bwana Andrew Ogoe katika
na iyo nä ndå mä rä ri kuma kå rä minista wa ukui bũrũri-inĩ Kipchumba Murkomen akigeria gutheria hihi maria marakorirwo makihanĩka muthenya wa ira thutha wa kũra gwa thitima kĩharo-inĩ kĩa ndege kĩa JKIA na akorwo agĩtarĩria mogarũrũku maigana na maria megũkorwo magĩtabania no egũkorwo akĩrekereria ndũmĩrĩri ũrĩa megũthiĩ na mbere kwamũkĩra hihi ndũmĩrĩri cia kũmenyithio maria marakorirwo makĩhĩtana. Ririkana no tũgũkorwo tũkĩamũkĩra ndũmĩrĩri kuma kũrĩ minista wa mahinya gũkũ bũrũri-inĩ David Chirchir. Ririkana kwĩna icigo itiganĩte thitima irakorirwo ikiura, koguo no tũgũkorwo tũgĩtanya ndũmĩrĩri kuma kũrĩ minista wa mahinya. Kwa ihinda rĩrĩ reke tũcokererie riboti iria ngũkoretwo ndakũmenyithia. Timu ya airĩtu ya bũrũri ya mũbira wa moko Malkia Strikers na macokereirie gũkũ bũrũri-inĩ marĩ na ũcamba mũnene thutha wa kũhotana mbĩtĩka cia mũbira wa moko gĩtarũ-inĩ kĩa Africa, na timu ĩno nĩyo njorua cia Africa mũthako-inĩ ũyũ, na oho nĩ maregwatĩire tigiti wa mbĩtĩka cia Olympics mwaka-inĩ ũkĩte bũrũri-inĩ wa France. Malkia Strikers marahotire timu ya Egypt mbĩtĩka-inĩ cia final, na rĩu timu ĩno ĩratanya kwambĩrĩria meharĩrĩria ma gũkang'ethanĩra na timu ĩrĩa ĩgakorwo ĩgĩthaka Olympics kuma itarũ-inĩ ingĩ.
In this job, there's no stopping. In fact, when you win, it becomes even a bigger challenge because winning comes, but defending that title is not easy. And so after winning this, it's just like telling us that now we need to prepare because the championships that we've qualified for are big championships. So it means we have to start preparing early.
Friendly na Mexico. After tena Mexico tuko na friendly na Vietnam. I think hizo vitu ndio imetubuild sana. Unajua kucheza na different people, different height, wale watu wako na skills tofauti kualiko, imetupatia ile motisha ya kuperform poa. Alafu also the coaches wale tumekuwa na wao, the Brazilian coaches, wamefanya kitu ya maana sana.
It's really helped us Kenya in good preparation, and as we are talking now, Olympic Committee have already requested us to give out our plans and how we are going to prepare for the Olympics. The Olympics last time we didn't do it very well, and this time with this kind of support that we have with the new government and also the world body supporting us, I believe that we are going to be in the second round.
Na nĩ kũrarĩ na gĩcanjama itũra-inĩ rĩa Njirũ mwena wa Choka kaunti-inĩ ya Nairobi rĩrĩ mũingĩ ũratharanaga mũtu thutha wa ngari ĩrĩa ĩraũkuĩte gũte mwerekera na gũcoka kũgwa mũtaro-inĩ, na rori ĩno ĩrarutaga mũtu ũyũ mwena wa Rwai ĩrorete mwena wa Kayole no ĩragũthaga kari kanini na gũcoka gũte mwerekera. No na kũrĩ ũguo borithi nĩ marahotire gwĩkinyia gĩcanjama-inĩ kĩu mbere ya mũingĩ ũkuĩte mũtu wothe.
magari zimegongana na kadogo hivi na kale kagari kadogo. Sasa unajua sasa sisi kama Wakenya tunataka kujua nini imefanyika. Una get? Kitu sasa hiki kimefanyika, tunataka nini? Tunataka unga. Una get? Tuko njaa bana. Huyu mzee hakuna hasara anaenda hapa. Hapa insurance inasimamia hiki kitu, unaona? So kama mzee anasimamia kama insurance inasimamia unga, then Wakenya wapatiwe unga manze. Hao makarawa tuondoke hapa tukule bana. Hebu angalia vijana manze. Angalia vijana vile wanakaa manze. Ukiangalia vijana manze. Mzee ashakafunga. Una get? Mzee mwenye hii gari ashakafunga. Insurance inasimamia gari na unga. Mbona Wakenya wasipate unga? Na sasa hivi tunakaa kwa nchi yenye sasa ni up bottom, si bottom up bwana.
Na ile kitu natuuma, maskari wanakuja haraka. Wangechelewa kidogo, alafu wanatena wanaita tear gas bwana. Na huku si maandamano. Ingekuwa fadhali hii gari ikianguka Jakaranda ndio walete tear gas, lakini hapa Choka, si tunakula tu na amani bwana. Mbona wamekuja haraka? Na hii ni bahati ya raia bwana, watu wakule. Shida iko wapi? Mungu akituletea mnakuja mbio. Na tukienda kuiba mnatuua. Tukienda maandamano mnatupiga. Mnataka tukule wapi?
Mimi sijapata unga, lakini ni Mungu leta wanatuuliza tusichukue unga. Sasa hii ni Mungu leta.
Na riu kiama kia arutani NAT nikirutite mukana kuri kanjo ya igeranio NAC kurumirira gucerithirio kwa mbeca cia arutani aria manyitaga itemi kurugamirira igeranio hamwe na kuimaka makiuga nimekoria arutani aya makaiga miro yao thi. Munini wa mwandiki munene wa kiama giki Hesbon Otieno augite no nginyagia kanjo ya igeranio NEC yabe iheane wira muiganu ati mbeca cia arutani aria magakorwo na wigiririki wa kurugamirira igeranio ni magakorwo makiamukira mbeca ciao. Wangui wa Muiruri ena riboti ino.
Kumana na mateta maria arutani makoragwo namo hindi ya igeranio cia KCPE na KCSE na nginyagia thutha wa gucimaka ta kwaga kurumbuyo na njira iria ibatie ta kwaga kurihwo mbeca ciao, riu kiama kia arutani NAT nikirutite mukana kuri kanjo ya igeranio NEC. Munini wa mwandiki munene wa kiama giki kia NAT Hesbon Otieno akiuga angikorwo kanjo ya igeranio ndikwirithiria arutani aria makanyita itemi hindi ya igeranio ici, invigilators hamwe na supervisors, ati mbeca ciao itigacererwo o ni mekuria arutani matikananyite itemi hindi ya mihang'o ino.
We are telling NEC, when the exams are done and you contract teachers to man those exams, then ensure that you pay promptly. Because the government had obligated itself to take over the payment of national exams. So it means that when they make their national budget, they give allocations to management of national examinations. And if they are not going to pay promptly, then we will ask our teachers not